What's up, everybody? Shawn back here with another Live to Roll. This week, we're going to be talking about the holidays coming up and just kind of some prep for it, different things that go on with the holidays. So, yeah, we'll get into that in a second. Like I said, I'm Shawn. I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic from a snowboarding accident 19 years ago. And then, are we going Bobby now? And then
Who's it
Tom?
going to be, Sean? The decision is yours, and this decision will affect the rest of our relationship for forever. So choose wisely.
Tom, why don't you go, and then Bobby can do our sponsors after his intro.
Still give Bobby. I'm just kidding.
Cool.
Um,
Beauty before
what-
age.
Beauty.
thank you, thank you. What's up, everybody? Tom Conaway, C6B, quadriplegic. Shout out to the fam in the chat. You heard him. Best podcast on YouTube right here. And we'll toss it over to the illustrious, the beautiful, in his own aged, majestic way, but beautiful, intelligent, witty, personable human, Bobby Rohan. Take it away.
Thanks, Tom. I'll agree with everything except that intelligence. I don't have much of that, but I agree with you on everything else. So, I am Bobby Rohan, C5, C6, quadriplegic, 34 years from a cycling accident. And we have an excellent topic tonight, and something that when you brought it up or I saw your text, Shawn, I was like, I don't know. This one's a hard one for me. So,
Because
should
it
be
can be for a lot
interesting.
of people, I think. With the
It can
holidays
be.
can be a tough time sometimes because, yeah, there's just a lot of things going on with it, family dynamics and stuff, accessibility at places, all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. So um, I think it's interesting. I don't know if you want to shoot it over or start it off, Shawn, and uh, start talking about it. Do we want to do some sponsors? It's really up to you, Shawn. This is your show.
Let's just shout our sponsors out real quick, and then we'll do like the longer one at the end. But just thank you our sponsors, mobility professionals, urology professionals. We appreciate you guys. We just saw them at the sports festival this weekend. They were there just supporting, helping, volunteering, and just part of the event. So that's what we love. And yeah, we'll thank them a little get at the end again and get more into their stuff. If you want to check them out, information is down in the description below. But yeah, today we're going to talk about the holidays and stuff. We got Thanksgiving coming up in a few weeks here, and then Christmas and everything, or whatever holidays you might celebrate, Hanukkah, whatever your denomination is. So yeah, but it can be a stressful time for people. It's a stressful time for able-bodied everybody, people. Thinking about things with the holidays and stuff, spending, budgeting, things like that. Like if you do get people gifts and stuff like that, traveling because a lot of people do travel to families and stuff, and sometimes those destinations aren't accessible, or the travel is just difficult and stuff. So I guess to start, we can get into just like what we're going to be doing, like if we're doing any travel or anything like that, and then we can kind of get into some stuff if you guys want. So for me personally, I stay pretty local. We go to my uncle's. It's around close to here, so we don't do any like long distance. I haven't done any flying or any like crazy travel around the holidays in a while. Um, and honestly, when I was younger, it's stressful. Like when I used to even have to go just visit my mom in Ohio back which was a fun trip and stuff when I was 18, 19 and stuff. But like it's still like traveling during the holidays is crazy. um,
Yeah.
so yeah, so for me personally, I don't have to deal with any of that. But the one thing I do deal with is my uncle's house. It's mostly accessible. To get into the house is accessible actually for me. There's only little 1 inch lips. But get to the backyard, which is kind of where everybody tends to congregate and hang out because he has a really nice patio set up and barbecue and all that. That's I have to get like lifted out of the door and down, like out and stuff, which is not a big deal, but it's just I can't have like free access to like roam. Like, I can't go in and out stuff like that freely, like everybody else is. That's the only thing that's a little frustrating at times, for me. But
Mhm.
everything else is pretty like honestly, it's really, really accessible, really nice. So what about you guys? Tom, you doing any travel? You going to visit your parents? which isn't far,
Uh,
but it's still a little bit away.
yeah, I'll probably be kicking it with the fam unless I decide to hop on an airplane to some remote and distant locale. That's still TBD. But yeah, I don't know. I like the holidays. I have a pretty generally positive feel towards it. My family is cool, at least like my immediate family, like my mom and pops and my brother and my sister. Like we always love it, one another with such ease, and it's always just good food, good music, good company. Um, cracking crab on Christmas Eve, um, making two turkeys, the week of Thanksgiving, and so many pies and savory, delectable treats that, yeah, you end up sick at the end of it all. But it's a good sick. Um, and yeah, I don't know, as far as accessibility and stuff goes, when I was younger, a lot, it was just like traveling to my cousins and traveling to my grandparents and stuff, which is kind of more towards where I'm at now in Southern California. Um, and I don't know, my parents are dope. They're like superheroes. They just like make shit work and accessible. And I think it was maybe a little bit easier when I was younger, because I always had a manual chair. I could kind of cruise in, which was like ultimate accessibility, like in the backyard, up in the house and stuff. But as I got older and I was kind of more independent and more comfortable in my power chair, we had a fold out ramp that we'd always travel with in the van or the truck. And that was what we'd use to transport my chair, like get me in and out of the house. Like if I wanted to go in the backyard, they just carry it from the front to the back. Or, I don't know, barring the ramp, like which we'd forgotten a couple of times, we were always able to MacGyver something with a piece of plywood and a couple logs underneath it or something to like make a accessible thing. Or worst case scenario, pick my ass up and set me on the couch. I'm kicking it in the living room, yeah, whatever like the social room is for the night. But again, like I always got people around me, I always got people with me, hanging out with me and keep me company and stuff. I was never abandoned or, kind of left astray. And yeah, sometimes the holidays can be sucky too, and be hard, depending on the context of your life and the context of your situation, which everybody's different. And even if you're surrounded by good people and good food and lots of blessings and stuff, sometimes it can still suck, and still be hard. The holidays are big memory points, I think, in our heads, very often. We think back on previous Christmases or previous Thanksgivings or like previous holidays. I think for a lot of individuals or injured as adults, a lot of those memories are, being able-bodied and, like a very stark reminder of this significant loss, that can be paralysis and disability in whatever form that takes. So that can be a real hard part about it. It can also be a trigger too if you're still kind of overcoming and adjusting and dealing with the trauma of loss or having to combat accessibility issues and stuff. Like I think that can be really intimidating and really difficult. And I mean, I can definitely relate to some of the feelings too surrounding kind of being the odd one out, being if even if like there are like accessible accommodations can be made and stuff. Like sometimes it's still awkward being in a house that's like not really set up for a wheelchair and stuff. Like you're just kind of bound to maybe a couple rooms, and like you're still like kind of really like weirdly navigating and not really feeling super comfortable, or at ease, or just needing to be accommodated in the first place. Like that can be hard sometimes. Like fuck, I wish I could just go inside and not have to think about any of this, or have to be a big deal every time I want to go in and out. Like because my cousins are just like shooting in and out of the house, like so easily. But it's like kind of a big deal for me, and I need help. every time and stuff. Like, I mean, the stuff can be hard.
Yeah,
Um,
it is frustrating because it's like when you're like with your family like that, and everybody else is kind of popping in and out and doing things, and you're kind of isolated in one area.
Yeah.
But that's how it is for me as
You,
well.
even though they say don't put baby in a corner, a lot of times put in a corner and you're just like, because it is easier in one way, and then in another way, you're just, uh, you just feel stuck, and there's always, it seems like you said, Tom and Shawn, like there's always a drop off to the backyard, and it's, and living here in Southern California, everybody's going in and out, and so you feel bad, and then especially when the bathroom situation is, for years it was
Oh, that's
going.
the other thing. I have to pee outside and do a little like pool drain, like into the floor because I can't get into the bathroom.
Yeah, like at my aunt's house, there was no place in the backyard to do that. So I go in the hallway, which is right there by the kitchen and the dining room, and I can get in, but I can't shut the door. So, here I am draining my bag, which is no big deal. And it's, uh, but it's wide open. And everybody knows you're right there. My family doesn't, they could care less. They know it's, probably strange for me to do it as well as strange for them to see it.
yeah, I mean, I even if they understand and it's like family and they love you and like it's all good and it's like all understood, like it's still just it's kind of ostracizing. Like it's and it's also just like somewhat embarrassing and humiliating because like yeah shit I gotta go like pee outside in a fucking bush or like I would always have to go into like one of the bedrooms like I always have to like go into um you know like one of my cousin's bedrooms or something and like with my mom and it was always like just kind of obvious or known that like I was going in there for some medical related reason. Um, but I don't know. I dealt with that my whole life. Like I would have to do that at school to like go cath in the middle of the day, or like I um, just go cruise to the nurse's office like every day at the same time to go cath. And I don't know, like once or twice, like it's like might go unnoticed, but like you do it like every day, and like people like see you and notice you and stuff. It's just like ah, fuck. It's just weird. Now, how do you deal with that? Shit, I don't know. I just got over it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's pretty.
like it's embarrassing, or it's just like it's just like a like it might not even be that embarrassing anymore, but it's still just kind of like a pain in the ass. And it sucks. It sucks to not be fully, fully equal or accessible to everybody, even in like a family setting like that. While it's still like no big deal to go off and take care of business however you need to, it can still be tough. And yeah, I don't know. I think it just gets easier with time. You prepare better. Like sometimes we go and like I just cath right before we left, and we didn't even
Yeah,
have to
you
deal
got
with
a
that,
plan.
the whole time up there. As I got older and stuff, like I would just like watch what I drank, or like just was more conscious, especially like out in certain places. Like if I knew they didn't have an accessible bathroom, like I'm not sitting there slamming a beer or like drinking a bunch of water or whatever it is to, like trigger me having to go cath or something like that. And then there's just what you talked about too, Sean, travel. Like I'm not traveling far. I'll go a couple hours somewhere. Or like I've done trips with my family and things like that, maybe further away. But um, yeah, it's tough. It's tough with managing air travel or you know having
I,
to even
I
avoid going because like it's too much of a burden, and then like feeling left out, like you know the feelings associated with that.
Yeah, no, and air travel is pretty tough by itself, and then when you factor in the holiday crowds and travel like the what's going on, it just makes it a lot harder. Wheelchair Rick said the holidays can be very tough without family and friends, and yeah, if you like, we're sitting here complaining about not being able to get into our bathrooms, but some people don't have a family to go visit and stuff and friends. So hopefully you can kind of maybe find a community, find some people that you can connect with around the holidays. Um, but I know the holidays can for sure be tough. Like that's how Triumph originally got started too. Like we're all part of the Triumph Foundation was because the founder was in the hospital for rehab at the holidays, and I can't even imagine doing your rehab over Thanksgiving and Christmas like in the holidays. Limit like it just seems like it would be a little bit depressing and hard. But some people, like that's why we kind of do try to support during those times when we go and do little parties and outreach stuff. Um, but I don't know if there's anywhere in the area you can connect with, other people, maybe even just an online community. I don't know. You guys have any?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
trying to
I
find
do.
into.
Let's roll right here, baby. We family. We love you. We're hanging out. We're kicking it at least 3 times a week live. If Tom has his shit together and actually shows up to do his gaming, but Shawn said it. Um, like so, it's we're online. It's YouTube. We're talking. See, I mean, you want to reach out to me personally? Like, I mean, do it. I'll talk to you. We could shoot the shit. We could, I'll give you some love. You want to come out and kick it with my family for the holidays? Let's make it happen. Um, but there is a lot of local community too. I mean, again, everybody's situation is different. I don't know how rural you are and stuff. Like I've always lived like pretty close to, like a city, or like at least a town with some community and stuff. Where, if you were alone, then you go seek it out. Um, there's definitely I think a lot of opportunity to connect with people online, but around the holidays too. Um, go give,
Well,
go volunteer.
that's. I was going to say that you can hook up with churches. A lot of
Yeah,
church function that go on that are going on, and volunteering is the best way because not only you're giving, but also you're going to be receiving from the others who are volunteering, and you might make a connection to hang out with them later, or off to the side after you've done your volunteer role. So there are other ways to get involved during that time. Something that my wife and I started last year on Christmas Day. We took my grandson out and we put together all these care baskets, and most of them had toiletries and some snacks. And then we went to McDonald's and bought. McDonald's is expensive these days, but about $300 worth of hamburgers and cheeseburgers and apple pies. I remember it cost like 300 bucks. And then we put those in the care packages and we drove around and gave them out to homeless. And, that's what we did for our celebration for our Christmas.
that's cool.
And, it made, hopefully it taught my grandson, the importance of it's just not always about you. And, giving is something that is going to be rewarding it at the same time. So, I mean, there's other ways to think about the holidays than just to be around family and friends. There's other ways to explore and make yourself, feel fulfilled in that way.
Yeah, um, absolutely. I think one of the best things to help heal your soul is to, go out and give. Um, if not in a monetary way, you can just as easily give your time and your energy towards, helping other people out. There's, I think, a lot of ways to do that, and you know, being able to give, without expectation of, anything, and I think it's a beautiful, healing, positive thing, and so much can be born from that, and so much can be gained from it. Whether it's perspective or, friendship and connections and lots of other things because that's what love and positive energy does is it attracts more of it. Um, so yeah, no, I think the holidays more than anything should be definitely a reminder too. It is about it's about family and it's about connection and love, but that can be with anybody, and it can be a great opportunity to go out and find some you know family to love and connect with too. um, but yeah,
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I like the church idea because, that there are always things like in different church communities that are happening around the holidays. If you're not religious and don't, not comfortable, I mean, I feel like even just for going to the holiday stuff, you might not need to be that religious or in like, like I feel like they would still be very welcoming and show up, if you showed up to something like that, for
ain't nothing
a lot
like
of,
a little, ain't nothing like a little Jesus in your life.
yeah. So I mean, it couldn't hurt. Uh,
Sorry, I didn't mean to make a bad joke.
and
But uh, no, it's not. It's not about that. I mean, those communities are about providing just like what we talked about. It's like being a place for like family and love and connection, like without judgment. Without anything. It's just meant to be a place for people to come
Hmm.
and love one another.
And a lot of times, you know, dynamics change. Even within family and friends as well. Like we used to have a lot of friends that we would, try to get together a day after or 2 days after Thanksgiving. They've all moved away, and you know, it's come down to where all my cousins have kids now, and then they got to think about the other side of the family. So it comes down to like, hey, on Saturday after Thanksgiving, if you want to come by for little appetizers and a drink and say hi, we can all get together that way and not make it this big, get the turkey out, get all this. And we do it here at my house because then I know it's accessible here. And so Thanksgiving for the last couple of years, what we've done is we try to get up and do a turkey trot, 5K, um, hang out, make a nice little dinner. And it's not a turkey dinner. It's just like I think last year we made a stew. It was called the football player Larry Fitzgerald. I found his this recipe he put out one time, and it's pretty good pot stew.
nice.
Uh, and then that's what we do. And because I'd rather watch football. And John and I are big football fans, so I don't want to miss the games. and uh,
Bobby, I gotta interrupt. But compared to like a chef, a culinary master who's like studied food and maybe stews and stuff, you're using the recipe of a football player who's clearly maybe not as skilled or suited to the culinary arts as he is
Hey,
maybe in
bro.
the
Sometimes
athletic.
simple is good.
Simple is better. Let's put it that way. Because you can get into those Gordon Ramsay's, Martha Stewart's. Like half of the time, I'm looking at it going, "Where the hell do you find half this crap?" You have to go to like 5 stores, and going to grocery stores around Thanksgiving, it's a pain in the ass. So simple is better sometimes.
I know. I didn't mean to
No,
sidetrack you. I
no,
was
I
just
think that's yeah. I think it's classic. And I love a good turkey. I love a good turkey gravy, bean casserole, um, stuffing, or dressing, whatever you want to call it. I dig it all, and then so, but when it's just my wife and I on Thanksgiving, it's like a lot of work for her.
Is that what you guys pretty much do now? Is just that you guys just do your own thing?
Yeah, kind of, because the family dynamics changed.
Yeah.
It hasn't been the same since my grandma passed away and my uncle. And, it was really, we got together because of grandma. And then also now some cousins have moved away. Some cousins have 3 kids now, and then they have to do it with their family as well, and it's stressful for them to try to make two things. It's like, no, we'll do it later. We'll do it later. So it has changed, and also a couple of the family members are, let's just say, politically, we differ from each other, so it doesn't make it all, that politics and religion sometimes and family dynamics. Uh,
What are you talking about? That's the best part of the holidays is like irrationally conversing in regards to politics and religion and family values. At least that's
Uh,
what I look forward to most at the
well,
family
it
gatherings
can
every
get
year.
messy too, real fast, and so I mean, so it's changed, and which is fine. I like it kind of quiet. I like it,
no, I'm sure
I
it's nice just having like you two and doing the
yeah,
small thing. I know making the whole turkey and stuff would probably be pretty hard, but
yeah, and now we have our Friendsgiving, so a week
that's
before
what I
I'll
was
give.
just gonna say. I was gonna shout out anybody in the SoCal area that doesn't have somewhere to go. We're doing the Saturday before Thanksgiving. We have our Friendsgiving. If you're in SoCal, um, we'll have turkey, we'll have potatoes, we'll have sides, desserts. Um, so come on out, help support Live to Roll, hang out, have a good time. So Olivia, talking to you right now. I see you in the chat. You're local. Hope you're coming.
Yeah.
And if
uh,
you're not local and you want to travel out, uh,
yeah,
come out.
yeah. I
You
mean,
can
come on out. Come stay. I'm sure you can get a nice little place to stay in Huntington out here. It's a great area. You can go to the beach the next day. Make it a weekend.
Yeah,
I
or
think
Black Friday's the next day, so a lot of great. Oh no,
or
we're
the
a
day
week before.
before. Or no, no, no. It would be the
A
week
week
after.
after.
Yeah, the week
A
after.
week
Yeah.
after. So what am I thinking? But
um, what's what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish, Bobby?
it's probably the turkey. If it's a good turkey, the turkey with great.
Mashed potatoes.
Nah,
And no other answer is acceptable. How about you, Shawn? Don't get
I
this
was
wrong.
actually gonna probably go with mashed potatoes.
Okay.
the
Thank you.
tur- but I do
Thank
love the turkey too. The turkey potato combo. It's not like I'm trying to eat that every day, but for Thanksgiving, it's a good. Yeah,
And
it's
let's
good.
be real. The best part of Thanksgiving is the sandwich you make later in the evening after you already ate
The
Thanksgiving
leftover
dinner
turkey sandwiches.
at 2
I
o'clock
actually
in the
do like myself some leftover turkey sandwiches. Yeah.
Or it's just another meal the next day at lunch. You get out that turkey, the dressing, the mashed potatoes. The only reason why, Tom, I don't say mashed potatoes is depending on who makes it. And some like them a little too creamy. Some people like them a little too lumpy. There is a perfection to it. So I often find that it's easier to love the turkey more than my mashed potatoes.
Potatoes are meant to be ate with gravy, folks, not butter.
Nah.
Whoever puts the butter on their mashed potatoes isn't doing it right because you add the butter when you're making the mashed potatoes. Um, here I am just being a judgy Thanksgiving food Nazi. Um, no, I'm just kidding, folks. I'm just trying to be a little silly. I I've done it in Thanksgiving a couple times, like just super low key with my sister here in my apartment. When just stuff was going with the fam, like nobody had the opportunity to get together. Like last couple of Thanksgivings, like my grandpa's been in really poor health and in and out of the hospital and stuff. So a couple times, me and my sister just kicked it here. And like she cooked a bunch of stuff at her house. We didn't do a turkey. She did like a chicken because it was just for two people, and it was like more manageable. But like all the fixins and a bunch of pie and stuff, and it was just like her and I and a friend. Um, like one of her like friends, Eddie, or just like another rando who like didn't have any other Thanksgiving plans and like got lumped into ours. And those have been some of the best. I'm with Mickey and her comment. Like sometimes low key holidays, can be super nice and some of the best. even if it's just like, you and another person, or even nobody at all. Just like fucking do it up. Order some dope ass food if you don't want to like cook, or you can't, do the whole culinary thing, and just like celebrate yourself. And uh, like I think that can be a beautiful thing too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's nice
Or
too.
it can be hopelessly lonely and tragic and painful and very very difficult, but it'll pass and you'll probably get over it someday. So
I mean, yeah, you just gotta try to make the best out of it. I mean, if you are, just with a friend, if it's a little more low key like that, maybe you find somebody like you guys said, you invited a friend that didn't really have somewhere to go. Maybe if you like, it's nice to connect with friends and stuff like that. If you don't have anybody else, you don't have local family, you're not gonna travel. But I was gonna shout out. Mickey over here is way fancier than that. She's doing leftover Thanksgiving paninis. So she's
yeah, I've tossed my leftover sando in a little panini press to just heat it
Yeah, no,
up.
that's what I just do the typical sandwich, but that's a little fancier. And then
Uh,
Olivia is trying to do Thanksgiving baked potato. I don't
no,
know.
no.
because
Baked potatoes.
baked potato like once a week, and so having something that you Thanksgiving needs to be something you usually don't have, like the bean casserole, the stuffing, the turkey, the mashed potatoes, the
Potatoes or sweet potatoes, like baked with some marshmallows on top. Like that's also an acceptable potato
are
dish.
you a yam? So I'm not a big yam. So you like mashed potatoes? Obviously, you said the best is,
Yeah,
but
no, I hate
your
yams. I
yeah,
hate yams.
yeah.
I like the marshmallows that are baked on top of the yam.
So
Oh,
Tom just gets himself some yams, scrapes the marshmallows off.
Hey, where'd all the marshmallows go? I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
It's that. It's
that'll
that.
do it.
Or
Uh, no,
my aunt.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Oh, I was going to say my aunt makes like this fruit salad for Thanksgiving, but it's got like whipped cream and all that. And um, also, I always love the pre appetizers. This was always a big thing for me is when you put the olives out and the pickles and the cranberry slices. It's just like, ooh, that was always one of my big favorites that we don't do often anymore.
Yeah, when we would do Thanksgiving at my grandparents, that's how it was. Like my grandma Shirley, love you, grandma. Um, if you ever see a hummingbird flying around, it's probably Shirley visiting you, giving you a little bit of love. But she would do all the apps and stuff, and I mean, she'd be cooking like at 6 in the morning, like getting like the dinner like ready and prepped and everything. But then like in the middle of all the food prep and dinner and stuff, yeah, she'd do the full like charcuterie boards with like the pickles and the deviled eggs and all the different dips for the carrots and like just you said it, and it would be like the football's going on in one room, like everybody's watching the games, they're munching on all the appetizers and stuff. There's madness in the kitchen with like all the Thanksgiving food being prepared and stuff.
And
And
there's always
then
a kid
I feel
screaming in the
like
back of the room, ah, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, whose
yeah,
kid is that? Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
um,
I was gonna say it's just the kind of little switch it up a little bit here. I know we're talking about like the being there at the holidays and stuff, but what about another factor is like managing your care around the holidays? Because sometimes, like if you have to do your care, like sometimes caregivers can't come on those days. Do you have to have family do it? Do you reschedule your days? This kind of stuff like that because sometimes a lot of caregivers probably aren't going to come Christmas morning to help you go to the bathroom and do your bowel care. So stuff like that. Yeah, just do you guys, Tom, have you had to like do you just reschedule days? Do you just have your family help? You just
I mean, I almost always with my fam. On the days that are like the Thanksgivings and stuff that I have stayed home, and didn't go. No, I think I had my people come through. My care's so short; it's like an hour. Like, or I'll just have it done like the day before. I mean, that's probably what I do now because like I don't do my care every day like I used to, but I used to do my care every day, even on holidays. And I've had some holidays where, it was like either agency care, or like my HSS, former IHSS person would like come through. Um, but yeah, no, that's tough. It can be tough. I know like eating a bunch of food
Will also mess your
it
care up. Yeah.
fuck with me. And if that's the case, too, then I don't know. Like I'm always very fortunate because generally, like I got people around. Like I'm with fam that could help me out. You like my mom or something. Um, but yeah, that is something hard. It's part of the balance. Like I think it's just something you gotta plan for. Um, Whether you either rely on family or like care that's around, especially if you're traveling or not around your local care. If you do rely on outside care or otherwise, just like talk and figure it out beforehand. Like I don't know, I would always skip my care Christmas morning because I would want to get up and do presents right away. I
Yeah.
didn't want to have to
Could
spend
see
like
that
an
as a
hour and a
kid.
half
You're
like doing my care and showering. So I'd be like, let's just get up. And like go
this
open presents and
this poop will
stuff.
stay in me another day.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Or I'll just like, do my care like later in the morning or something. But I think it's okay. I mean, I skip my care all the time now. And I'm like, feel pretty confident and good,
Yeah.
usually. It's a lot easier doing it knowing that, if I do need help or something, I got people around. But worst case scenario, I can always take care of myself too. Um, but yeah, I'd say organize it and plan it like anything else. Um, and even with outside care, like people understand, even around holidays, you still need care and stuff, So generally, there's usually a way to accommodate and figure it out. I think is if you just plan and communicate accordingly.
Yeah, I've had back when I was just, really reliant on my outside care and things. Um, I typically would just I think the only day I've ever had trouble getting somebody to come in is Christmas morning. Like even Thanksgiving, I've had,
Yeah.
um, but like I would just do it Christmas Eve in the morning usually, and then wait till the day after. And typically my care was always able to accommodate back like when I was just relying on like, hired help all the time. Which now I have somebody in my family that can
I
help
like
me with my care and stuff.
who's
Uh,
that in the background, Shawn?
Hi,
Ah,
hi, Leah. We love you. What's up, Viv, in the chat? Shout out, Viv. I hope you're recovering good from your surgery, girl, and I hope you're doing great. Um, and yeah, what other than caregiving is tough
well,
about the holidays?
I think for me, it used to be I was somebody that did their care on Thursday. And so if it was Christmas or Thanksgiving, it was a pain in the butt because for 10 years, I used to feel like crap after for a couple hours. Like I get to work and I'm just like, ugh. And then it sucks when you're feeling like crap on a holiday. I mean, it is something that I have been blessed that for Thanksgiving, like you, Shawn, everybody said, we're not doing anything until later in the afternoon. Let me just come in the morning. So I've always had, no problem with that. And Christmas is, we've been talking a lot about Thanksgiving, but for me, I don't know why Christmas stresses the hell out of me now ever since I got married. Being I wish I could do more for the decorations or the setting up and my wife and I were really not into shopping for each other, so that stresses out, thank God. But making sure do we get something for the kids? It's always the kids.
yeah.
And and I don't know why. I I like Christmas and I don't like it. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it just feel like it's just so overdone, over the top with the music. I like Christmas music, but then it becomes you get wear out on it fast. I like all the decorations and stuff, but it's like you got to put it up and then you got to put it down. You got to put it up. It just seems like it's just a pain in the ass. And
Do you
every
do you
year
guys
we put up
decorate the house, Bobby?
what?
Do
Yeah,
you guys typically you do?
we'll get we usually get a real tree because we like the smell of it. We're
Yeah.
not a big fake, and so we get a 3 foot. But then it's always an argument putting up the Christmas lights because my wife, you know, she'll start going around and it looks like the Christmas tree just got strangled by the lights, and so I'm like, no, less, and she's like, and just it's always like a pain in the ass, and then
Put that tree in the middle of the room and you can get around it, dude. You can do your circles. You can do the lights, Bob.
so
I
I
mean,
mean,
I think that can be difficult for both like men and women. I mean, the man's thing is always like go out and get the Christmas tree right, or like get up on the ladder and like hang up the Christmas lights and stuff. And like my mom was always the one like decorating the inside of the house and like hanging up all the little things and putting out all the Christmas, themed stuff and like uh, the wreaths and all that stuff. When you can't do that, especially if you did do that for a long time, I think that can be really tough. It can be a really tough reminder of you know the loss surrounding that, the ability to do that and stuff. And it sucks. I don't know, like uh, I I think there are ways to still get get involved and do things. Like I've seen somebody in a chair put lights on a tree before, and
You'd
like
have to make that YouTube video.
yeah, we should. Um, I've like strung some popcorn and some cranberries on some strings, and I think there's a lot of ways to be a part of it. It's just kind of not getting stuck in so much like the traditional, you know, way you did it before, like the traditional like roles associated. So much like you just get over it, do what you can, or
yeah.
get creative, find new ways to get involved and decorate and do it.
And as long as thank God for Amazon nowadays. That's how I find the kids stuff. But I've always been, what my favorite time of year is for Christmas. It's between Christmas and New Year's. I, for years working on when I worked for this company, Rehab Designs, for years. On January 1st, you had to put in your vacation time for the year,
Oh, that's
and
hard.
I always looked at the calendar. The first one was always where's July 4th, so I can extend my vacation out. So it was always like, oh, July 4th is on a Thursday. I'm gonna take that Friday and all of next week off. So it like drew out that whole week that I used to take off. But the number one I loved was always taking between Christmas and New Year's off, and
That'd
because
be
then I can go see family one by one at a time. Hey, let's go have lunch. Because usually a lot of people are off during that time, and a lot of my family members, especially a couple of my cousins who are teachers now, and so they're not at their kids aren't in school and they're not working. I'm not, I got the time off now. So, and that's when I used to go visit with my grandma or my uncle. It was just always a better time for me. It's like the day after Christmas, I loved it. It's just like, all right, that stressful of, the 25th is over, and now it's time to party until the new year.
Yeah, that's good. That week is
Hell yeah.
definitely not one you want to be working and doing a lot. I like Viv made a comment. Her and her brother tossed plastic ornaments onto the tree. Make it again. See how many you can get to stick into the tree.
Yeah.
So that's
Um,
fun.
yeah, I always like decorating the tree, hanging ornaments and stuff. That's always like a fun one for me. I can always like balance them pretty good on my hand and like kind of like get the hook, in the right spot, or I just like kind of shove it in there so that it just like was stuck and just leave it. Um, but yeah, holidays, love them or hate them, they happen every year. Um, I Yeah, I don't know, they're a different experience every year too. Like sometimes they're vibing and they're dope, and sometimes it's drama filled and chaos and craziness and like low key. I'd say just try to make it what you want it to be. And yeah, if you don't get anybody else a gift, please get yourself a nice one. Um,
Well,
because Jesus wants you to.
that,
That's what Christmas is, right? And Jesus
that's
wants us to get each other presents.
I always
Uh,
I buy my Christmas gift and my wife buys hers. That's
Also, shout out Olivia. I gotta mention this. I saw Oliver. I was I was out running some errands before the show today, and I saw your bro, your twin, and I talked to him for a second. I told him to pass along my well wishes to you, so I hope that he did so. But if not, now I'm doing that myself. What's up, Hip Grip? Thanks for stopping by, my dude. Appreciate you. What's anybody else's holiday plans? Anybody else doing anything? Anybody else love, hate certain parts of the holidays? Mickey says she's over it. Society and social pressure ruined Christmas. I'm tired of seeing it and hearing it by December. However, you love the chaotic family gatherings. And yeah, I think any excuse to come together with family and friends is always a good one. We should always be probably making reasons to do that, not just wait for the holidays. But if nothing else, the holidays I think are a really great reminder to do that. And yeah, all the societal hoopla, forget about it. I'm not giving my money to Hallmark or Big Christmas. Are you kidding me? I'm saving it, baby.
Yeah.
And Olivia
Shout
with a
out Olivia.
$20 super chat for a potential Christmas decorating video. Because you requested it, because you donated or gave us the $20 for the super chat, we're gonna make it happen. It might be only a minute long, but we'll make it happen.
Uh, yeah, no, that's we'll definitely do something like that. I feel like it'd be a fun video for people. Be cool. And thank you. We appreciate it, Olivia. Um, and she said if she doesn't shave, he is my twin.
That's funny.
and I think Mickey said it just the way I was trying to explain it about the social pressure of Christmas, and it just gets so overhyped, and it just lasts way too long, and I think that's why I'd rather have just Thanksgiving and then that's it.
Yeah.
One time,
Viv,
me, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna shout out. Viv mentioned she likes making gifts for people, and I was gonna say like if you don't have a lot of money but you want to kind of give and show people you're thinking about them, care, like even just cards, like you can make some cards and send them out or give them out. I feel like make like a personal card like that does mean a lot to somebody. It's like it shows you cared at least. So even if you don't
Or
got money to be buying a bunch of gifts, it's a
I
good
or
want
bake,
those thinking.
gift.
I want those thinking card. Some homemade gift.
Bro,
Cold
I'm gonna
hard
put
cash.
glitter, fucking little, all kinds of shit on it.
Cold hard cash, baby, or nothing else. No, I'm just
Uh,
kidding. I do love the thought and the appreciation. Um, Now I kind of pawn off the wrapping onto somebody in the fam, which I always like end up spoiling gifts and stuff because like I have a hard time wrapping myself. But one time I did try to wrap it myself, and that's kind of fun too, just because it was like so janky and messed up, and like obviously done by somebody without any fine motor control. That
I
was
feel
just like funny and silly too.
I just got
Um,
an idea for a little challenge between the three of us. Let's all wrap a gift and see who wraps it best. No help though. You got to do it solo.
it's called get a bag,
Ha.
put the gift down, put some tissue right on top. Here you go. Done.
Uh,
um,
sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
no, and gifts. I think um, I don't know. I like to give gifts too, but that's not what it's all about. Like that's the opposite of what the holidays are about. And like it just kind of seems to very much be around like surrounding materialism and stuff like that. But that's not what it's about at all. It's about being with your peeps and giving your love and your time whatever form that may take, whether it's making a gift or just showing up,
Mhm.
because sometimes that's a gift in itself too. So being there and being present, sharing and giving your love, what you got to give.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. That's exactly what it's about. So yeah, don't worry about buying a bunch of stuff and gifts and things like that because I know that's hard for a lot of people and it's stressful. So yeah, just
Well, and it
I
always,
remember I gotta tell this little story. Me and my dad always do like last minute shopping because we procrastinate. Just like a Conway trait, I guess, at least for me and him. Procrastinating and getting our gifts. So we're always like day before Christmas Eve, like rolling out, trying to go like last minute shopping. And I was home up north. I was like my first or second year, like away from home. So I was like back home for the holidays, and I was just low on money. I was just like a poor college kid. I didn't have any extra cash, and I was feeling really bad. And my dad was like just gonna help me out, like give me a little loaner, or just like help me buy some gifts for my mom and my bro and my sister. And as we were like leaving Walmart or something, we didn't have our handicap van, so we are using this like fold out ramp. And my dad was like loading my chair up into his truck, and he has this big like stand-in Nissan that's like fully closed in the back. And when I'm going up into it, it looks like he's kidnapping me. Like I swear, it's like fully closed off. It's no windows. It's full of like like electrician like supplies and tools and stuff. And I swear, it just looks like I'm being like kidnapped or something. But as I was getting loaded up, this like these cops like roll up on us, and I'm like, oh god, like, is my dad gonna have to explain like that he's just like I'm his son, whatever. I thought they were like coming just like to give us a hard time, but they gave us an envelope. They're like, this is just from the Napa County Police Department. We just want to say Merry Christmas, and we're like, okay, thanks for these envelopes. And we opened it up, and in each envelope was $100 bill,
holy crap.
and it's like cops handing out money. Like somebody had donated, and I just remember thinking, I was like, oh snap! Like I didn't have any money, like I was feeling bad, but I was able to like take that $100 and go buy a bunch of presents for my mom and my brother and sister. And I just thought it was like a really cool little Christmas miracle, little Christmas thing. It's like a fun story I always think about, but it also like really reminded me that's what it's really all about, um, is going and giving to other people, and it don't always got to be material and stuff, but um, you can make a big difference, I think, in somebody's experience or somebody's holidays, even just like a simple gesture.
are you sure they
Especially if you're handing out $100 bills.
are
Oh,
you
that's
sure
cool.
they weren't Honda employees?
Dressed as. That was probably before the Honda things going on.
Honda
But
started
that's
doing,
really cool, man. That's really cool that cops are. Yeah, that's cool, man. It's a good story.
and that's why my wife and I like to do the care packages for the homeless. Breaks
Yeah,
up
that's
the.
another good thing. Way to give back. It's really great.
Yeah, or adopt a homeless person, bring them into your home.
No, thank you. I've I've had friends. We've had enough people living as in our house that we said no more after.
The more ailing and strung out they are, the
No, thank
more
you.
karma you get.
Not on
Uh,
too
no, I'm just like kind of being silly today. Um, there are programs and things like that, but there's also a lot of like very safe ways that are like you're supposed to go about like contributing, giving your
Yeah.
time, giving back like that.
My
You know,
my wife used to say, I always want to go to the soup, like a soup kitchen or volunteer, for years. And finally, I'm just like, will you do it? Just do it. And she called like three places, and they're like, oh, we're full. We'll put you on to like a waiting list. Like she couldn't get in anywhere. so,
Everybody
so
wants to do that for their
I
volunteer,
guess
feel
everybody
good.
wants to do it. So I guess you got to get out there soon or put your name in now before, you know, instead of 2 weeks beforehand.
yeah, or you just go do what you said. Go buy a bunch of water bottles and first aid kits and hand them out to some homeless people. Like I mean, I was rolling past the Los Angeles Housing Authority in Koreatown last night, and it's freaking like 5 people out in front, wrapped up in blankets, on a cold, cold night, sleeping on the sidewalk, and go out and give some blankets and stuff. Um, there's just like infinite number of creative ways you can go out and just do a small gesture and make a big difference in somebody's day. Um, and yeah, you don't even got to wait for the holidays to do that either,
Yeah, you can
which
do
is
that
cool.
year round. That's definitely something. It's not just a holiday thing. I was gonna even say if you are giving stuff out like water, first aid kit, those are great ideas. Even some like maybe if you could get some little like the felt like blankets and stuff like Triumph gives out at our parties, like because it's cold and things out, just like little things like that. Anything can help. So
That's why we go to
Or
the 99 cent store and do a bunch of toiletries. So you know they're more happy about the toiletries than anything.
or also like we said earlier, nobody's like forced to participate in the holidays. I might tap out this year. Say Thanksgiving, Christmas, peace out. I'm taking 2023 off, baby. I'll see you in 2024. Like I don't want to deal with it. And you don't got to because it's like a construct of culture and society, and there's no mandates to participate. Even if people might call you a Scrooge, hey, Scrooge turned out to be a good guy in the end. So hey, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
that's fair enough, bro. That's good.
I
But
feel
yeah,
like Emperor Palpatine right now with my hood on. Oh man, if only I had some force powers, that would be cool.
yeah, bro. And like you said, like you don't have to participate type of thing. Like, and you could honestly just celebrate, be close with your family all year round. You can do things, meet up with people, call people, go out to dinners, stuff like that. Because that is kind of what the holidays are really about. You don't have to wait for Christmas and that for to spend time with family or to get people things that they might need or want. So.
And Viv just like mentioned something. It sounds like an organization she's a part of that does charitable efforts towards disabled children. Um, yes, yes, yes. You really do want to maybe dedicate your time in a way that I think uh, is very valuable and useful, and it's kind of unique. Is give back to the disabled community too. See if you can find a hospital to go volunteer your time with, or like go hang out with some people in rehab, or stuck in a hospital. If they allow something like that. And there's a lot of incredible organizations such as the Triumph Foundation, which helps like organize efforts to do it in the correct way and not just like showing up and being like, hey, let me volunteer. The Elks Lodge thing that mentioned in the chat. I don't know anything about that, but I remember people coming to Shriners Hospital and Oakland Children's Hospital and stuff back many, many times when I spent time in the hospital during the holidays and stuff too. And yeah, that's definitely a beautiful way to consider getting involved. Is give back to this community in any way, shape, or form you can.
Yeah,
Well
man.
put.
And
Yeah.
says it too. I treat every day as a holiday, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say a shout out,
Uh,
Ben. Yeah.
I like that. And fist bump back to you, my dude. I love you, man. Hope you're good.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to touch on about managing the holidays or anything like that? We are getting to about an hour here, so
Mhm. Just try to take
uh,
care. Remember self-care during that time as well, and remember that the weather does change. Try not to be a hero and go out as much, um, and get yourself sick. uh, you know Obviously there's people getting together now, so we still have that little thing called COVID that goes around, and for us it's not the best thing to catch, and or as anything, bronchitis or a cold or anything like that. So just remember self-care, and I think I've always kind of want to be at everywhere for like a lot of these parties that Triumph puts on. But also, I think about like, oh, that's a lot on me to drive up there and then drive over there and then drive here. So just
Yeah,
remember
don't wear
balancing
yourself
some
out.
self care.
Yeah, that's really important. Make sure to take care of yourself. Because Olivia actually mentioned way earlier that one year she had such a bad flu, the meds put her to sleep, and she missed Christmas. Like, so yeah, if you do get sick, things like that, I mean, it happens. Yeah, just try to take care of yourself. Like Bobby said, don't push yourself too hard, too much. Like, I don't know
Mhm.
how Andrew does 18 hospital parties in 10 days of like in the 2 week period. Um, like that would probably kill me. That
No, no, no. That's just like throwing yourself into the gauntlet and building up your immune system. It either breaks or it survives, and you end up stronger on the other side. Uh, but yeah, no. My secret remedy is a lot of eggnog and weed. Just by the carton full.
by the cart.
That's how I'm gonna be doing this Christmas. Just smoking J's and drinking eggnog.
That's your holiday coping.
No, I honestly don't like eggnog. I'm just a little delusional and delirious. So just being silly.
uh,
And
yeah, Stroud,
I will say,
thank.
he's coming to the Friendsgiving. Don't miss it, everybody. Um, if you do miss it, that's okay too, because there's no pressure. But there might be some cool people there. There's likely going to be some cool people there. Um, I know at least one cool person. Bobby will be there, and he's worth showing up for. Um, but
And
no,
we also
it's a
we'll
good
have
time.
some we'll have some raffle stuff. I know again, like last year, we got a couple Laker tickets to raffle off. I've been putting some little prize packages together for Live to Roll stuff and trying to get some other donations. So yeah, it'll be fun. Plus, you can maybe win some stuff, prizes and things. Help support Live to Roll, hang out, have a good time, good food.
One quick reminder: was just thank our sponsors again, Mobility
Yeah,
Professionals, Urology Professionals. Y'all are dope. The coolest durable medical equipment and medical supply companies in the game. So if you need wheelchair stuff and you want to come out here to SoCal, they got a cool office and cool repair techs and great people that can take care of you. And if you live anywhere else in the U.S., but you find yourself in need of some catheter supplies or just general urological supplies, urology professionals is your friend, and they will be your new best friend. You just got to give them a call and tell them that Live to Roll sent you, and they'll take care of the rest. We have ladies show this Thursday with
nope, we
Brianna.
got Bobby on. Uh,
Okay, little disappointing, but roll it over. I'm just kidding. Also, super exciting. I think the favorite. I don't know, everybody I talked to is like, "Oh, I love Rolling Over the Hill. Rolling Over the Hill is the best show." It's like, do any of you watch the gaming? Gosh darn it! No. But we have Rolling Over the Hill this Thursday with the two hobbies. They always keep it fun and fresh. You don't want to miss it. We're supposed to have live gaming tomorrow. Um, Hopefully it'll happen. If it doesn't, that's okay too. But that's the general plan and consensus. So stop by if I'm live. Come hang out. I like the new game sound
I
effects too,
know.
you guys.
I gotta get those downloaded so I have them all in the Ecamm
I got
thing here.
you.
Uh, we do want to maybe we'll make our own little funny soundboard for you guys because we're all fans of the This Is Important podcast with the funny ass soundboard. We may not be that level, but we might we could step up our sound game.
I can be the Fred Norris of the from the Howard Stern show and start hitting them.
Oh, you remember the name? I asked him
Oh, I
when we
knew
were
like a
when
half
we
an
were
hour
doing the
later
solo
after
show.
it.
I was like, "Who's the sound guy from the Howard Stern show?"
Fred
Who's always
Norris.
doing bites. I
Fred.
was like, "We need one of those." Like, this is important. It's Blake.
Yeah.
Was the soundboard guy, and he kills it. Honestly, like it's so funny. Like he's my favorite. Um, but we all got stuff to do tonight. So we're gonna wrap it. We appreciate you guys stopping by. You guys have the Live to Roll fam. If you don't got any other fam, and that's serious. For me, Shawn, and Bobby, I can speak confidently in that. You need some love, or just like want to talk or some company, just say what up. We'll kick it with you, and do what
And
we
if you
can to give you some love and some company and some family. And yeah, just keep coming and hanging out with us. It's a
And shout
cool. It's a,
out to the Discord too. If anybody wants to do more chatting and be a little bit more involved and talk a little bit of like after the show chat type of stuff, you can join our Discord. There's a gaming one and a regular, just the standard live to roll one. So if anybody wants to message and we can get you on that for.
yeah, no, it's a great way to stay connected outside of the show and stuff. A bunch of us are on there now. And yeah, it does, whether it's game men or just like talking and hanging out and chatting with one another. It's a cool, fun place to come and get connected. So if you want to, just reach out to one of us and we'll get you an invite link to that.
Yes, sir. All
And
right.
also, don't forget if you are coming to our friends giving, get your tickets early so we have a head count.
Yes,
Um,
please.
my wife is like, "Are you sure people are coming?" Are you? I'm like,
We've
"Yes,
had
but
quite a few people say they're coming, but not as many tickets sold. So hopefully
yes."
people can start buying tickets.
So give us your money. Stop thinking
Talking to you,
about it. Just give it to
Rob.
us.
I'm talking to you. Buy your tickets early. Don't procrastinate.
And they are available in our Shopify store. So there's a link down in the description for the store. Click on it. And we even added an option this year. So if you have to bring a caregiver with you, you don't have to buy a full price ticket for the caregiver. It's just $10 extra for your caregiver because you're already paying them to come and stuff for the day. So if you do
Hey,
have to bring a caregiver, you have
that's
to drive.
cool.
What's that?
That's super cool and kind and
Yeah,
considered to consider.
yeah. Because I mean, it's hard. If I know a lot of people do have to have a caregiver, and you don't need to buy both two tickets to come have a good time. So, just letting you guys know. Check them out. Shopify store.
Also, if you can't afford it and you still want to come, just reach out to one of us.
Message us. Yeah, we can try to figure something out. We can.
We'll figure it out. I'll take care of you. I'll take care of your ticket. Okay. Just message one of us.
Yeah, we'll see if definitely if somebody wants to
I mean,
come
heck,
out
you can
local
have my
does.
ticket. You can just have my ticket.
Tom, all right. Tom's gonna be donating tickets here. No, but
It's
we do appreciate you guys.
giving season, Sean. That's what we're talking about, right?
But yeah, we do want to make it accessible for everybody. I mean, we are trying to help fundraise a little bit for just some of the expenses of the year. But we
Okay.
want everybody to come have a good time. If you don't have somebody, what's that?
I said, never mind. Nothing's free. Pay up. Pay up.
No. We want everybody. We want it to be accessible to everybody. So just let us know.
We wish you could be
Thank
there too, Donna. Hope you're doing good and holding it down in Arizona.
Yeah. So thank you guys. We appreciate you guys watching. And yeah, we'll be back next week. Check out Tom tomorrow, Bobby on Thursday, and we'll see you guys next week. Live to roll.